What's going on, everybody? It's your boy. Back with another video. Let me just scoot up a little bit, get a little bit closer to the mic. Yeah, I got a new chair. Wow, look at me. Anyway, um, I just wanted to make this video really quick. I have to go to work in like literally like fucking 30 minutes, so I'm just gonna get this video out pretty quick. If stuff doesn't make sense, I apologize. There's just a bunch of thoughts going through my head, and I wanted to make a video about it in terms of like manifestation and stuff. Because I was watching this one video. It was a Jet Franzen video, which I've referenced those multiple times because I really like Jet Franzen. He's a free thinker and everything, and he's very relatable in a lot of the ways that he thinks. So that's what this video is based off of. It was like the video, like the fake scenarios in my head or something. I don't know, like a very recent video. Um, but he basically was talking about at one point in that video how like it was at the very end, and he was talking about how um like he didn't directly say this, but he was basically saying that true manifestation comes from the fake scenarios in your head, which like might make sense to some people, might be like, oh, that's obvious to some people, and some people might be where I'm at, where I'm like, oh, that's a very interesting and good perspective and a good way to look at it, right? And it just comes from that place of like, I think a lot of people don't always know what they truly want, right? Because we live in a world where constantly being inundated with different things. And so a lot of people don't know really exactly what they want, not because they don't know what they want, but because there's so many like things going inside their head at once, which I've talked about in a previous video, but that they just get confused, right? And so when people have fake scenarios in their head, they're like, oh, whatever, that's just like a fantasy that I'm having and stuff like that. And sometimes it is, sometimes it's like, okay, like it goes a little bit too far. But I think the fake scenarios in your head are basically just visualizations of what you want, right? Because I know in my life, looking back and reflecting on my life, a lot of the things that I've been successful at doing, and a lot of the things that I've been happy and fulfilled with, were started as fake scenarios in my head, right? And so, but yeah, a lot of people get stuck in this trap where they don't know exactly what they want. They think that the fake scenarios in their head are just fantasies. So they get stuck in that whole like, 6 a.m. wake up time, workout 6, 7 days a week, cold plunge, that whole like self improvement trap that I've talked about before. Um, and that social media promotes you all those stupid fake alpha males and stuff like that. Here, one sec, I have to make sure my mic is up. Okay, we're good, because I have to make sure that you guys can hear me and stuff. But but yeah, they get stuck in that whole scenario where they get stuck in that like that typical self improvement type of like paradox that they get into because of social media, but it's not actually them, right? But I think looking at it from the perspective, okay, the fake scenarios in your head are what you're actually manifesting and what you actually want is a great way to look at it. Because another thing that mentioned in that video was he was talking about Carl Jung, and he was talking about how how he was saying that people get more obsessed with their life when they actually act on the things going on in their head, which obviously is a very simple principle, but a lot of people still don't do it, right? Like it's much more easier said than done, especially when it comes to like relationship stuff, or like building your own business, or like that type of stuff where you really have to take risks. It's really hard, but I think it's a testament to what you're actually aligned with, right? Because again, like we get fed all these things, like these different perspectives, and it's like, okay, this is what I should want based on who I am, and it's like, no, you should want based on what you want because you're you, right? You're you and no one else. Um, so I think it's a testament to what you actually want, and I think that um, like actually acting on a lot of those fake scenarios will help. Because what do you have fake scenarios about, right? You have fake scenarios about that one girl that you like, or you have fake scenarios about like I don't know, tailing off that one jerk person or whatever, right? And you shouldn't do all these things, right? Like it's not always good to cause conflict and everything, but I think that looking at your fake scenarios as like what you actually want to manifest and actually want to happen in your life is way better than like just trying to make it happen. Because if you just force things to happen, right? Like we all know that that's not how you actually. Well, I guess not. I didn't know that for a long time, but basically, like the more that you quote unquote like consciously want something, the more you're pushing it away, right? But if you subconsciously want that thing, right, and you're aligned with that thing, you're more likely to get it because it's more ingrained in you, right? And so that's why I like that idea of like like using your subconscious mind as a checklist for the actions that you should take, right? I think that could be a good way to go after it. And again, like not all of them, because there could be some intrusive thoughts in there, right? And it's like you don't want to do those things, but um, but yeah, being able to distinguish an intrusive thought and a fake scenario, and being like, okay, this fake scenario would actually be sick in real life, and then actually acting on it, right? So like I know for me, like um, I guess like a couple examples is I know like when I was like running a lot and I was like super like locked in on sports and everything. A lot of the thing like I would have fake scenarios in my head all the time, and a lot of those like came into fruition eventually. Not necessarily like maybe exactly like like how they happened in my head, but a lot of those fake scenarios like acted out in different ways because I took action on them because that's what I wanted. That's what was in my subconscious. Like the other thing that I'll mention is like which I don't want to go super into detail about this because it's still pretty recent, and I don't know. I would prefer like, cuz I would prefer to not go super deep into it, but I was stuck in a like an unfortunate situation about like what is it? It's been 4 months now since I got out of that. I'll just put it like this. I was in a situation where I didn't really want to be there. I was around people that I didn't really want to be around. That we just didn't really jive, stuff like that in the most positive way possible. That's like the most positive way to put it. But yeah, and I remember for months on end, literally basically manifesting sitting in this chair right now, right? Like I basically manifested like, okay, I'm gonna, like I'm gonna be away from, this situation in a different state in this, right? And I basically pretty much manifested like I had a bunch of like a bunch of fake scenarios of me getting out of that situation and me getting into this chair that I'm sitting in right now, right? Because that's what I truly wanted. I didn't want to be in that situation that I was in, right? I wanted to be away from that. I wanted to be able to spend more time with myself. I wanted to be able to, self reflect more. Not to say that I don't have friends or whatever. Like I have a lot of friends now, but I'm in a place where I'm spiritually in a better place and physically in a better place, right? And that's what I had a bunch of fake scenarios about months ago, right? So I don't know, just food for thought. Um, yeah, I just wanted to make this video really quick because that was just a very interesting perspective that I thought of. So I don't know if you take anything from this video, the fake scenarios that you're having right now are probably what you actually want with your life, more than likely, right? So, um, you know, take that with a grain of salt because you shouldn't act on all of them. But if you're having a bunch of fake scenarios about that chick that you like, go ask her out. If you're having a bunch of fake scenarios about starting that business and becoming successful about it, do it. Stuff like that, right? Like you use your fake scenarios as kind of a guide to manifest what you want in your life, right? That's kind of what I was getting at in this entire video. And it'll be a more fulfilling life because that's what you actually subconsciously want. So, and again, I don't want to take all the credit for this because Jeff Franzen did, kind of spark this thought, and I kind of did repeat a lot of what he said in that video. And this video was kind of just me like internalizing that and me like kind of understanding that perspective because I truly do think it's a valuable perspective to look at it that way. Um, but yeah, I don't know. And I think I said a couple things that were maybe, like a little bit different. But Anyway, I wanted to share this from in my own words, in my own kind of perspective, I guess. So hopefully this was useful. And if you enjoyed the videos, whatever, like, subscribe, whatever. Anyway, I'll see you. Bye.